I've been on a quest, and I like how you've called yourself a quester.
बहुत लोग सोचते हैं मैं एक्टर बनूंगा. Was it there for you as well?
2018 is when my first film kind of gets released. It's a 15-year long journey. It's a hard one. I am a star just light years away from you. बहुत ज़्यादा बदला नहीं है ना?
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
नहीं बदला. सिर्फ दाढ़ी थोड़ी बढ़ गई है.
यार बचपन में ना सब एक सपना तो देखते ही हैं कि मैं भी एक दिन एक्टर बनूंगा, पर ये ड्रीम को रियलिटी बनाना इतना आसान नहीं होता. एंड जो एक्चुअली ये ड्रीम पूरी कर लेते हैं वो किसी क्वेस्टर या सिकंदर से कम नहीं होते. हाय, आई एम निपुन मार्या, द CEO ऑफ iQOO एंड योर होस्ट फॉर द क्वेस्ट टॉक. यहाँ बातें सिंपल नहीं, एपिक होती हैं. आज हमारे साथ एक ऐसे एक्टर हैं जो इस प्रोसेस का हिस्सा रह चुके हैं. लाइन में लगे रहने से टू वेट फॉर दैट वन कॉल बाय द कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर. यू मे रिकॉग्नाइज हिम एज कैस भट्ट और आयुष फ्रॉम गोवा और अमे मेहता. And the man behind all these characters, Avinash Tiwary, is here with us today. Hi Avinash, welcome to the Quest Talk.
Hi Nipun, thank you so much. That was a lovely intro. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So, when we talked to you about coming here, what was your first question, first reaction?
I was wondering, मेरे पास और क्या कहने के लिए बचा है जो मुझसे पूछा जाएगा. And I realized that, you know, the full form of iQOO.
Yes.
That's how.
Yes.
And which is, how do you say it?
iQuest.
iQuest on and on.
On and on, yes.
And I think that kind of touched a chord with me. I personally feel that I've been on a quest, and I like how you've called yourself a quester. I relate to it, I connect to it, and I thought I should be here with you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Why do you say quester?
Well, you know, of what I understand, a quester would be is someone who, from the very beginning, kind of questions the conditioning, the templates of the world. I've always found myself doing that. I've always found myself constantly questioning, constantly being in an inquiry to figure out our conditioning, to let go of our conditioning and get to deeper questions of why we are doing what we are doing. And hence, I would say I find myself to be a quester. And I relate to this idea that you, also with the intent that you have, that you want to create something that will be able to inspire people and educate them, inform them. And if I can be a small part in that process, why not?
Okay, sure. So, let's start from the beginning. कहाँ पे आप पले बढ़े? How was your, initial years? Was acting always there? जैसे मैंने intro में बोला, बहुत लोग सोचते हैं मैं actor बनूंगा. Was it there for you as well?
While I was doing my engineering, one day I keep saying it's an epiphany that happened, that one day it just occurred to me that I should be doing this. And the reason for it is I felt that I'm good at it without having done it. So looking back, I find it was very, very stupid of me. It was a stupid decision that I took on and then did everything in my right to make sure that it becomes the right one. That's been the intent, that's been the effort all these years. I started acting back in 2003. That's when I started doing theatre, started learning acting. And from there on, 2018 is when my first film kind of gets released. It's a 15-year long journey. It's a hard one. A journey which I think...
Some people can ask you, how did you become an overnight star?
Yeah, I mean...
So that's the answer.
Well, I keep saying this, and your friends would say, "Arey, aaja, kal star ban jayega to." And I used to always say this to them, ki I am a star just light years away from you. Just because my light hasn't reached you doesn't mean I don't exist.
I'm not a star.
So that's how I truly believed. I've never doubted that fact, and hence never, felt any lesser than anyone. So yeah, from day one, it's been that kind of journey. People say, "Oh, how does it feel? Does it feel now that you have arrived?" And I keep saying, I arrived the day I started. This is a journey I wanted to take.
Okay, wonderful. I think let's look at some pictures. When you talk about journey, I think pictures speak 1,000 words.
What do you have? Okay then. Wow. This left one is in Maharashtra. There is a small place called Uran Karanja. My father was in sea customs, and that's when this is the right age when I came to Maharashtra from Bihar.
7-year-old.
Yeah, this must be 6, I think. I mean, Bombay is when I came to when I was 7. This must be around 5 because my sister is born, and then my grandparents. They're the people who loved me the most. I still believe they loved me more than my parents. Hey, Serena. So yeah, these are my colleagues or my academy friends, New York Film Academy, and people from all over the world. That guy is from Egypt. Irina was from Russia, China, Ting, crazy bunch of people. So we were about 12 people, and there were 5 batches, so 60 students who were doing the film acting training from all over the world. I was 19 at this point of time. Had never seen a foreign country. I think I was the first one from my family to visit a foreign country. Again, very scared. Had never seen, like I said. Those days I used to feel the kid from Bihar who came to Bombay at the age of 7 and at the age of 19 is in New York. From a conventional family, I think I have to acknowledge my family to be able to, I don't think they were very ready for this idea of me wanting to be an actor. But once they saw that I was determined and they believed my integrity and intent, they did stand up for me, yes. And it's only because of them that I could get there. So yeah,
तो engineering पूरी करी थी या you dropped
no,
out?
I dropped it in second year. That is also a story. So, and I should acknowledge her. Aruna Raje is one of the filmmakers. She's an FTI pass out, gold medalist from there as an editor. She happened to come to see one of my plays that I was doing at Prithvi. And
When was this? During engineering?
No, I think yes. I was doing my engineering, and I started doing theater at that point of time.
Okay.
This must be around 2003-04, if I'm not wrong. And because 2005 तक मैंने किया था theater उस वक्त, तो उसी के आसपास. And she called me home, and I went and thinking, अरे director ने बुलाया है, and that's how you feel. मैं पहुंचा उनके पास और उन्होंने बोला कि क्या कर रहे थे तुम स्टेज पे, और उन्होंने मुझे झाड़ा. So I could never understand that someone who is absolute stranger took interest to call me to jhado me. Ki, what are you doing and why don't you learn? Today looking back, I would like to feel, उस वक्त मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा obviously, but she must have seen something to single out this one person, call him and say you should go and learn. Don't. And one thing that she said, and that's stayed with me, is said, Avinash, survival will happen. Look for excellence. And as a 19-year-old boy, it makes a huge difference when someone says that to you. Because at that point, I was thinking कि अरे मैं एक play कर लूँगा, फिर मुझे ये मिल जाएगा, फिर मुझे somehow I will be able to survive. And she absolutely threw that idea off. She said, survival will happen. Don't think of survival. Think of excellence. And that
But
just
क्या
made
कहा उन्होंने आपको डांटा क्यों? Did you ask कि यार मैंने
नहीं,
ऐसा
उन्होंने
क्या
मुझे
किया
बस
stage पे?
I think she did not really like. She saw something, but she felt that I was stuck somewhere. कुछ तो, and I was not understanding, क्योंकि मुझे उस वक्त लगता था कि स्टेज पे खड़ा होना, मुझे अपने लाइन बोलने हैं, यहाँ पे हंसना है तो हंस दूंगा, यहाँ पे जाके रोना है रो दूंगा, और अपने लाइन बोलते जाना है. उसके बियॉन्ड मुझे एक्टिंग के बारे में कुछ समझ थी नहीं, और नया नया था अभी मैं बहुत काफी पृथ्वी पे स्टेज लोगों के सामने, थ्रस्ट थिएटर में, क्योंकि 3 तरफ ऑडियंस होती है, सिर्फ खड़ा कैसे होना वो समझने में थोड़ा समय लग जाता है लोगों को. So that's where it started off from. Then obviously I went to New York, and वहाँ पे न्यूयॉर्क में इधर होता कि 9 से 6 बजे तक मैं क्लासेस करता था. 7 to 1:30 I would work in a restaurant. And we were 6 boys staying in a room, because you had to make sure that कम से कम पैसे, $200 का डिपॉजिट था, $200 का रेंटल था. And yeah, that was the life. Eventually I would clean 250 pieces of chicken. I used to wash the clean the toilets, and I was in an area which was slightly notorious. So you had syringes and stuff in the washroom, things that you don't like, you're not accustomed to as a 19-year-old boy. Also, chicken was something, cleaning chicken in itself was something that at that point seemed like ये कभी किया ही नहीं मैंने जिंदगी में.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, this was our graduation day. We partied a lot that day. I couldn't make, so NYFA had a thing that you would have 3 leaves per semester. That is the only thing that you were allowed. And because first time in a foreign country, complete freedom.
Party
I've
scene.
always been in a sheltered home. Also, like I told you, my routine 9 to 6 I was doing this. 7 to 1:30 I was in a restaurant. I would come back. घर पे पार्टी चल रही होती थी हमेशा. I would come back, and because I've not contributed to the house, so I would be cleaning the utensils at that point of. तो रात के 2 बजे आके बर्तन धो रहे हैं क्योंकि घर में कुछ तो किया नहीं है आपने. तो वहाँ पे पार्टी चल रही है, आप बर्तन धो रहे हैं, म्यूजिक बज रहा है, हाथ में ग्लास है सबके. And that carried on for quite some time, and suddenly I realized कि after 4-5 months my body couldn't take it because आप तो बस जोश में किए जा रहे हैं. But then they needed a medical report. I said I don't have a medical because I had not consulted a doctor. So I said in that case you won't be getting the degree. That just made me sink कि मैं इतनी दूर यहाँ तक आया हूँ और मैं माँ बाप को कैसे शक कि ना इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री पढ़ी ना ये भी लेकर नहीं आ पाया. This was a diploma. So I freaked out. I remember going to them. I said, so I got to the basic logic of it. You would not give a diploma because you feel missing these classes ensures that this guy is not ready to be called out, passed out as an actor, right? But we have final performances. If I crack it in performance, promise me that you. So it eventually came down to my final performances. Thankfully, I'd already done 2 years of theater before I went to New York. So I had some experience of being on stage. I felt I was slightly ahead of the students that I was already done a course with Barry John before I went to NYFA. So I was on front foot anyways. There was a certain amount of confidence that existed. But yeah, that day I had to really kill it so that these guys don't find any reason to not give me the diploma. And hence after this was a great party that happened. I think one of my best parties of my teens because I was still 19. That's when I got a call for a TV show for DD National. And this is a weekly show. So what I realized कि आपको हफ्ते में ये एक बार आएगा संडे को. You realize that there is better quality control for it because if you shoot it, it's only coming once a month. You're not in a hurry to shoot. The director was a film director, Mr. Lake Tandon. He's the same guy who got Shah Rukh Khan into films. The first shoot that Shah Rukh Khan did was for him. And
which was?
I think दूसरा केवल Dil Darya. I think Dil Darya. And of what I've heard from Lake Ji, he was cast for about 3 episodes and he went on to do 16 because he would just see him and कुछ और लिख देते थे उसके लिए, कुछ और लिख देते थे. He also did films like Professor, Badan Pe Sitare. He made a film called Amarapali, which was India's entry to Oscars at that point of time. And my first professional shot in my career was directed by Shammi Kapoor because Lake Ji and Shammi Kapoor were best friends. Professor Prince से उनकी शुरुआत थी. They were best buddies. So he had come on set and we were starting this TV show called Bikhri Aas Nikhri Preet. And Shammi ji directed the first shot. So for me it was like अब कोई आता है शुरू करता है और बड़े बड़े स्टार सेलिब्रिटीज आपके लिए आपको आके डायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं. it used to feel so amazing at that point. That was the start of DD National Show. और मेरा problem ये like my defying labels is my idea. It's like which is so wrong for any branding, because you know, branding, you want to consistently
do one thing
and push it. And so I said, that is your branding. Your branding is that you defy labels. And that's been the attempt since then. And it is to the core that if you see actors today, even now, most of them keep making sure that they look the same way in most films, because that is the branding, right? If you look any of my work, half the world doesn't even know it's the same guy who was doing this. And that has its own cons to it, very honestly. A lot of people would have seen this and they wouldn't know that he's the same guy here. So I don't build that kind of audience at that pace, but I know that I build deeper audiences, you know, and if they've seen one, they will stay with me for life. But I now want to, and which is why here I should be learning it from you. How do I multiply my reach and create a brand of defying labels? Because that's a tough one. That's being unpredictable. Yeah, predictably irrational. That's where it gets down to.
Okay, then Mehta Brothers.
Mehta Boys.
Mehta Boys.
Mehta Boys is a film that we just did, and it's a film which is with so much heart. It's one of the films I'm most proud of. Baman Irani put almost 8-9 years of his life into it. Him with Alex Dinelaris Jr., who wrote the film called Birdman, which got an Academy Award. He got an Academy Award for writing it. I remember the script came in written by Academy Award writer, and it just felt like, oh, is it all coming together? Me going to US, and then finally, my desire was from the very beginning to realize, and especially today, I would want to align with my answer right now, is that I personally wanted to ensure that Indian stories reach the world. In the history of our film industry, never ever did we have a distribution system to 200 countries, right? It's very, very recent. And if we have that today, it's only now that we can start thinking of building and maximizing. And the idea is to create bigger audiences. कि मुझे अगर मेरठ में बैठ कर कोई नहीं देख रहा और लेबनान में देख रहा है, I'm still building an audience. But the core of it is to make sure the Indian stories reach to the world, is being seen by the world. Our first attempt with that was Bombay Meri Jaan, which is a gangster story. I think it was one of India's first shows to premiere internationally, not in a festival, but just premiere for the world. Variety did the premiere for us, and we went to London and did the premiere. We wanted to do it in LA, but we had a SAG strike at that point of time and couldn't do LA. We had hoardings and posters all over Times Square, in Canada and London, which is a rarity, right? You don't see that happening for Indian stories. It was called Bombay, My Beloved. And these are the moments you feel a little proud that even if you're able to add 5 more audience, 10 more audience, you are able to take an Indian story to them. And that's been an endeavor. I hope we are able to build it. Mehta Boys came as a second attempt in that direction, where Alex came on board. He had written this script with Baman, and Baman decided to direct this for the first time. And once I read the story, because it's a story of a father and son, but deep down it's a story of human relationships, which is conveyed through a father and son relationship. It talks about pride, ego, miscommunication. With Baman Irani on this film, he made me work for 40 days on this film before we started shooting. 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening, we would sit down, discuss every scene, talk about this. And in his process, which is why I say I don't have my process, I follow my director's process now, which is why you will see every part being different, because the process changes. Absolutely, you're following the director's process. he almost became my father while he was. I did not like that man much at that point of time. He was pushing me. He wanted me to excel. He wanted me to, and as a professional, you don't like it, right? So for me, I had not made that shift of, but he was coming from a space of that well-wisher father who wants to. Cut to where we go on floors while we are shooting, and he started hyping me up to another level. He made me feel that I'm the best actor around. तेरे से साढ़े ढाई actors नहीं है इस शहर में. You know, you were something special, and would push me like that.
And from Mehta Boys to now Imtiaz Ali.
Oh, Sathi Re. Yeah, this is one collaboration that a lot of people who have seen my work, liked my work, have wanted to see again, and I'm so glad that Imtiaz has thought of me for this one. It's one of the, I don't know how to put it. Complex, complicated, layered. What character I say? It's one of the most difficult ones that I've. If I can say this one thing, my body has repelled to accept this character every time I've tried to, and it's been very, very difficult for me. But I find this. I mean, candidly, I can say it, and don't take it literally. But I keep saying this, that this can be really amazing or absolutely pathetic work from me. Because I've taken a jump. I don't know, and I allow myself to fail. So this can be something really good, or I can be getting a lot of thrashing for it. But at the same time, I feel it's special. The writing is special, and it's written by Imtiaz sir himself. Every comma, full stop has been taken care of by him. So I'm hoping when it comes through, it reaches out to all his fans and a couple of my fans too who are there. They might also enjoy this. It has Aditi Rao Hydari, who's amazingly gorgeous, supremely talented, and Arjun Rampal brings the flair that he has. I think it's a great casting for this show.
So your journey has been, very fascinating, very interesting. Engineering student, New York, washing utensils. लोग पार्टी कर रहे हैं और मैं सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ. So from there to Imtiaz Ali, big banner now. But people who are watching us today, youngsters, they really want to know कि यार मैं भी एक एक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ. मैं भी लाइफ में अपने आप को देखता हूँ कि मैं शायद थिएटर अच्छा कर सकता हूँ या एक्टिंग अच्छी कर सकता हूँ. So what are the pieces of advice you would like to give to these youngsters कि अच्छा अगर आपको लगता है कि आप में ये टैलेंट है, और वो भी मे बी इफ़ यू कैन ऑल्सो टेल कि अच्छा टैलेंट है भी कि नहीं है, मैं कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करूँ. तो बिकॉज दैट्स द फर्स्ट स्टेप, राइट. बहुत लोग सोचते हैं, कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि जितने वो अच्छे हैं उससे ज़्यादा अच्छे हैं, कुछ लोग जितने वो अच्छे उससे कम अच्छे, राइट. करेक्ट सेल्फ एनालिसिस ऑल्सो इज़ वेरी क्रिटिकल. तो कैसे किया जाए, और उसके बाद अगर मुझे लगता है मैं अच्छा हूँ एंड दिस इज रियली व्हाट आई वांट टू डू, तो फिर मेरे लिए उसके लिए क्या, मेरी जर्नी कैसी होनी चाहिए.
Well, like you said, self-awareness. उसके लिए क्या trick है? I don't know. How do you really judge yourself? Because my idea has been be deserving of what you desire. तो मैं ये सपना तो देख रहा हूँ कि मुझे चाहिए, बट उसके लिए मैं डिजर्विंग हूँ या नहीं, इसका एनालिसिस कोई और कैसे करे. So that I'm not sure how I can help you with. But मुझे सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ जो लगती है एक एक्टर के लिए, एंड दिस मोस्ट फिल्म स्कूल्स विल ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट, इज द एबिलिटी टू हैव एम्पैथी. When you read a script or a character of their lives, to be able to put yourself in their shoes and really see and feel. अगर मुझे वो महसूस हो पाए जो वो किरदार महसूस कर पा रहा है genuinely, तब I am one step closer. I at least know what these emotions are. Then my job is to find the location of these emotions in me. That's a different skill set that can be worked on. But if you don't have that kind of sensitivity, awareness, that kind of ability to feel, then I'm not sure that this is for you. I really feel that if it's not there for you, then you can play the charm, the personality. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about clear-cut craft and skill set. So for me, first step is empathy. then yes, lot of actors believe that training is not important. That you can just go out there. And it's a big argument amongst actors if it is there. Acting can be taught or not. Which is why I'm saying this, the craft can be taught. How to get there. But do you have it in you is something probably cannot be taught. Having said that, if you look at the best actors that you think of, 3-4 नाम लेंगे आप जो सबसे बेहतरीन एक्टर्स हमारे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में माने जाते हैं, एक्टर्स माने जाते हैं, 3-4 नाम आप लेना चाहेंगे?
अच्छा, मैं बताऊं?
जी.
I would say, again, I may or may not have been your list that way, but I would say Amir Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, Anupam Kher, and Nasiruddin Shah.
Okay. Amitabh Bachchan has had the history of doing theatre, from beginning of it. Amir Khan grew up in a family where he's from the very beginning part of this process of filmmaking. Nasiruddin Shah trained in NSD. Anupam Kher trained in NSD. Present times, the conversation about Irfan Khan being one of the best actors trained in NSD. Manoj Bajpayee trained in NSD. They are trained actors. So overall, if I look at it, if I have to have an argument with people from my industry, this is my argument to them, that if I make a list of people, you would see the best of the people are trained. And then, yes, there are people who have a natural flair to it, like there are T20 players who have great flair, but when you come to test match, you're struggling because the technique is not strong, and that is why you need that purest form, which is why training is important. As simple as that. It is that you do an Instagram reel to a film, there's a difference. And if you say Instagram में मैं acting कर रहा हूँ और film में acting करने में बहुत फर्क है. There is a need for technique. There is a thing that you would want to do. So training, I would like to believe, does make a difference. Then you reach out to the casting directors. The casting directors will call you for auditions. You go for the audition. You give your best. My funda was always this, that if I've been called for something, I will ensure that I get a call back from them. That मेरे पास कुछ नहीं, ये आज एक काम मिला है, 4 लाइन मुझे पढ़नी है जाके, ये 4 लाइन मैं ऐसे पढ़ूंगा कि ये आदमी मुझे वापस बुला ले. If you do decent work, good quality work, आपने अगर 2-3 दिन काम कर लिया तो आपका हो सकता है, या 5 दिन काम कर लिया महीने में, तो आपके 3-4 महीने का खर्चा निकल सकता है. ठीक है. This was the bet that made me stay on, very honestly. जब मुझे लगता था कि अब मतलब मैं कितने बार उठाऊं, मेरे अकाउंट में फूटी कौड़ी नहीं है, मुझे ये EMI भरना है. I've asked my father to leave his government quarters, come and stay in this house with me, and now don't have the money to pay EMIs. बैंक वाले आएंगे, माँ बाप को निकालेंगे. How, like, there's so many thoughts that would come to me, and क्या करूँ, मुझे काम भी नहीं मिल रहा, what can I do? And I used to think कि मैंने ग्रेजुएशन भी नहीं किया यार. 2010-11 की बात है. उस वक्त मेरे कुछ एक्सपेंसेस जो मैंने जोड़े थे, कुछ मुझे एटलीस्ट 70-75 हज़ार रुपए हर महीने, मुझे पता था कि दिस वाज माय नीड. आई हैड नॉट काउंटेड
इंक्लूडिंग EMI.
मैंने अपने कॉफी का 1 रुपया नहीं जोड़ा इसमें. बेसिक क्लियर कट नीड जो थी मेरी, वो मुझे 75 हज़ार की थी. My dad was still working, so it was a comfortable space, but this was something that I had taken on. My responsibility was this 75 at least. Where does this come from? And कसम खा के कह रहा हूँ कि जब मुझे लगता था ना कि अब
खत्म,
something would drop in, I would float for 4-5 months, and that is the blessing that I've had. I've complained a lot many times to the one above, many times, कि 15 साल तक मुझे आपने ये किया, but the amount of times he has given me, out of nowhere, when I'm feeling like अब खत्म हो गया, and something will drop in. So I keep saying this, suggest it, कि आप ना पिछले 1 साल 2 साल में जो भी आपने काम देखा है फिल्मों में, ओटीटी में, जेन्युइनली आपको क्या लगता है इसमें से कौन सा वाला पार्ट
आप कर
आप
सकते
ले,
थे या आपके
वो
लिए
चाहे लीडिंग है, सपोर्टिंग है, जो भी है, आपके लिए that will give you a basic typecast of you. Because the first job opportunities that will come to you will be for the typecast that I see you. अरे ये चश्मे में पढ़ा लिखा आदमी लग रहा है, he will be a you have a very corporate presence. So if I have to, or a doctor or a professor, you know, that's the kind of, I'm not making a rock star straight on, right? कि गिटार डाल के, because that's the, a casting director also has just this insight. I've seen you come, you've read it. After your few performances, when I know, अरे नहीं एक्टर है वो, ये भी कर सकता है, वो भी कर सकता है. शुरू में काम तो मैं आपको स्टीरियोटाइप के लिए दे रहा हूँ. सो ये जो टाइप कास्टिंग वर्ड है, इट इज वेरी नेचुरल. हम भी उसी को काम देंगे, कह रहे नहीं ये इस पार्ट के लिए नहीं जमेगा यार, डजंट लुक द पार्ट.
We also have some questions from our community. The first one is from Texam, where he's asked, what has been the most rewarding project or role of your career so far? And why does it hold a special place for you?
See, rewarding, I would say Laila Majnu, because the kind of love that I have received from people, and also for me, I think Laila Majnu did something for me as an actor too, which you know, when I started playing that part, I used to feel that this guy is the ultimate man. And when you start aspiring to take that jump, you stretch yourself, right? So I was able to stretch myself in ways that I didn't think. And when you're able to do that, you grow, you become bigger. And I felt that happened with me.
Gokul has asked a question. In an industry often focused on the commercial aspects, how do you maintain the integrity of your craft and ensure that you're taking on roles that challenge you as an actor rather than just pursuing popularity and commercial success?
So I have, I've spoken about this earlier, but I've made a clear distinction of three things. There's an artist, there's a person, and there's a professional. Okay. Professional is to ensure that I keep growing in this career and there's bread and butter that's happening. There's an artist who doesn't care about these things. He just wants an artist exploration. And there's a person who likes this or doesn't like this. Out of the three, two should be sufficed. That's very clear to me. My ideal is three. So the day I get is when I personally feel that arrival will happen, when I am doing something that is artistically really exciting, which aligns with my person and the ideologies, and professionally also builds up for me. The day all three happens is a win-win. But for me, my golden rule right now is 3 में से 2.
Ayush has asked, what role or character has made you feel the most vulnerable as an actor? And how do you navigate the emotional intensity that comes with that vulnerability?
Yeah, vulnerable, na, the one that I'm doing right. It's really, I can't tell you how I run away from it. Like it's like ready, and I'm like, एक second, because I don't want to feel the things that, you know, it's like the person, Avinash Tiwary, doesn't want to feel what the character is feeling, which is absolutely what the actor shouldn't be doing. I'm supposed to feel what he's feeling, and I fight it. There's a conflict.
But क्यों?
Because the way the character is, you know, and sometimes you don't want to feel that way. And yeah, so it's vulnerability तो अभी मुझे बहुत, I'm very vulnerable while I'm shooting this.
Okay, some quick rapid fire questions. Let's begin. What are the biggest misconceptions people have about becoming an actor?
That's so shiny, glorified, glamorous. और कहाँ कुछ करते हैं. I just have a new.
I just need to look good.
Yeah, I just need to look good, smile. और मेरे एक विंग पे इतने फॉलोअर्स आ जाते हैं.
One movie you can watch on repeat.
One movie I can watch on repeat. I can tell you which one I've seen the most, which is strange for the world. Guide.
Guide.
Um,
Not strange.
Yeah, I mean, today's times, it's slightly strange for people to hear that. But yeah, Guide is, I think I've seen that film 7 times now with that guy.
Good. Most unexpected compliment you've ever received?
Unexpected. अनएक्सपेक्टेड तो पिताश्री से ही था. हाँ,
क्या
मतलब
बोला?
उन्होंने एक बार मुझसे, मुझे ये भी एक दो बार बोल चुका हूं मैं, मुझे एक बार उन्होंने, फिल्म खत्म हुई थी लैला मजनू, 3 दिन में निकल गई थी, मेरा एक एक्सीडेंट हो गया था पूरा, मैं बेड पे पड़ा हुआ था, बहुत ही सैड माहौल था कि फिल्म भी उतर गई, 3 साल मैंने लगाए थे, एक्सीडेंट के बाद बेड पे पड़ा हूँ 15 दिन. तो एक दिन वो उठकर आए, बगल में लेटे मेरे, और कह रहे थे उससे पहले 15 साल की स्ट्रगल रही है, सारे लोगों ने कितनी बातें सुनाई उन्हें. तो उन्होंने बोला कि फिल्म देखी तुम्हारी मैंने, उसके बाद मुझे लगता है कि आगे कल क्या होगा मैं नहीं जानता, लेकिन ये तो जरूर कह सकता हूँ कि मेरा बेटा नकारा नहीं है.
अच्छा.
ठीक है. I don't know what happened. He said it. मेरे पूरे बदन में ना ऐसा blood started flowing so well. मुझे लगा everything is healed. I'm ready. Let's go shoot. भले खड़ा नहीं हो पा रहा था, but I mean you would probably understand that feeling. So yeah, that was.
Okay. A weird audition experience you'll never forget?
Sir, it's not only the women who go through attention. So yeah, I had a couple of early days when there are people who just exploit, and that's my learning, that it's gender doesn't exploit, power does, and that needs to be the conversation. We put it on genders. It is the power that exploits.
A film from any era you wish you were a part of?
If it's made again, I would be so happy. मेरा नाम जोकर.
Okay. Your favorite dialogue? किसी का भी हो सकता है, और you should tell it out. Speak it out.
किसी का भी हो सकता है.
खुद का भी हो सकता है.
मुझे तो अपने डायलॉग याद ही नहीं रहते. बट मुझे याद है कि मैं जब शुरू में एक्टिंग करना चाह रहा था, तो मैं अपने घर वालों को करके दिखाता था. वो था मोहब्बते का, कि मैं आपसे एक वादा करता हूँ मिस्टर नारायण शंकर, कि जब तक मैं यहाँ पर हूँ, मैं इस गुरुकुल में इतनी मोहब्बत भर दूंगा, इतनी मोहब्बत भर दूंगा कि 10 जन्मों तक कोई भी इसे मिटा नहीं सकेगा. समथिंग ऑन दोज लाइंस. मुझसे उस तरह से होगा नहीं, बट दिस वाज अ डायलॉग दैट आई यूज्ड टू डू इट, बिकॉज मोहब्बतें उस वक्त नई नई आई थी और मुझे सबको करना, मुझे आती है एक्टिंग. मैं ये सीन करके दिखाता था, और उन्हें एक गाना था सच कह रहा है दीवाना, उसमें रो कर दिखाता था कि देखिए मैं ये भी कर सकता हूँ. That's the memory I have.
Okay. The last one. What are your future quests?
Taking Indian stories around the world. I want to ensure that we have this. So, yeah, as far as films are concerned, that's one thing I want to do. Secondly, like I was discussing, something that really, really affects me is the fact that India was a socialist country, now heading to be a capitalist one. Consumerism will drive this country. What we consume will be made by the world. Hence, it's almost the most important thing for us to be conscious consumers. And I would talk about films as well. हम बैठ कर क्या गवर्नमेंट को गाली देना है, क्रिएटर्स को गाली देना है, खुद की कोई जिम्मेदारी उठानी नहीं है. So my idea of no freedom without accountability. And that in present times when there is conversation about freedom of expression, I think it's very important to say that yes, freedom, but with accountability. So I want to propagate this somehow. I don't know where right now. I am in a quest to do that. But I'll still talk about films, because that's a great opportunity I see to create. That's the only way. And I really see Indian stars being made very, very soon, international stars, because now is the time our stories will start reaching out. And our writers, our directors, our technicians will be stars all over the world, including actors. That should happen very soon. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so thank you so much, Avinash. On that note, we also have a slate for you here, where we would like you to write on what's your quest. You've already answered, maybe you can pen it down as well for us.
I quest for equilibrium. Shukriya, sir.
Okay, thank you so
Nipun, sir,
much.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you,
Yeah,
very
same
honestly.
here. Learned so much,
Uh,
and I'm sure everybody would have gotten inspired as
I
well.
really hope that our conversation does make a difference to people.
Yes,
If it
yes.
did, I'll be really, really happy.
Yes, yes. We
Pleasure,
also have a
man.
small gift for you.
Oh, really?
Your
Arey, wow.
quest has inspired millions.
How lovely. That's a good looking guy. Who's that?
Looks familiar.
I know. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.